The courtroom was colder than I expected. Not the kind of cold that comes from air conditioning, the kind that leaks from people who think they've already won. My wife sat across from me, her posture perfect, her smile rehearsed. A CEO who'd traded her wedding ring for control. Her lover, her operations director, sat 2 rows behind her, smug, relaxed, like he belonged there. Her mother adjusted her pearl necklace and whispered something that made her daughter smirk. I watched them, all 3 of them. The judge entered, papers shuffled, voices blurred, and then she looked straight at me. "You'll never touch my money again," she said, loud, clear, almost proud. Her lover added softly, "That's right, sweetheart." Her mother leaned in, venom behind her words. "He doesn't deserve a cent." I didn't move, didn't blink, because I knew what was in the sealed envelope the judge now held. My letter. The only thing I'd submitted to the court. When he opened it, I saw the faint smile tug at the corner of his mouth. Then he laughed, a quiet, genuine laugh that echoed through the silence. And that's when they began to look afraid. It started months before the hearing, with distance. Not the physical kind, emotional. The kind that seeps into a marriage like rot under paint. She began working late. Board meetings, charity dinners, women in leadership panels. All noble, all convenient. I used to wait up for her, coffee growing cold beside me, phone in hand, watching the dots on her messages blink and vanish. Then came the silence. A week without a single good night. I asked her once, calmly, if something was wrong. She laughed, the kind of laugh that hides contempt. "You're paranoid. You always have been." Paranoid. The word stayed with me, lodged under my ribs. She changed her passwords, moved her jewelry into a different drawer, started locking her phone screen faster than reflex. The perfume on her clothes wasn't hers anymore. The tone in her voice wasn't love, it was performance. Still, I said nothing, because silence, when sharpened, cuts deeper than accusation. I began collecting her words, not literally, mentally. Every phrase, every misplaced alibi, every inconsistency. Then I started collecting proof. A private investigator, a data recovery specialist, and, most importantly, an accountant. I wasn't looking for love letters or hotel receipts. I was looking for transfers, shell companies, redirected funds. Because when someone like her cheats, it's never just physical, it's transactional. 2 months in, I had everything. Emails between her and the lover discussing the transition, bank records showing money moved out of our joint account into an offshore subsidiary in her name, signatures, mine forged. I said nothing. When she smiled at breakfast, I smiled back. When she kissed my cheek before work, I kissed her forehead in return. Each gesture, an echo of what used to be real. Each silence, a step closer to the end. The night before she served me divorce papers, she came home wearing his cologne. She didn't notice I was awake. She didn't notice me watching. And in that moment, something inside me died. Quietly, completely. The envelope arrived 2 weeks later. DNA results, financial audits, everything tied together. Her lover had helped her move millions, half of which legally belonged to me, into hidden accounts. The irony? She used my own digital signature to authorize it. I didn't confront her, not then. Instead, I requested an early divorce hearing. No lawyers, just her, me, and the truth. That morning, I handed the envelope to the judge. No words, no explanations. Her eyes narrowed when he began reading. Her lover leaned forward, trying to see. Her mother frowned, confused. Then the judge started laughing. Not mockery, something darker. Recognition. When he looked up, he said quietly, "Well, this changes everything." She froze. What is that?" He turned the papers toward her. Her signature, her lover's account number, the proof of her fraud, her perjury, her betrayal. Her mother's hand trembled, her lover's face drained, and I simply watched. She reached for me, a whisper, "You set me up." I shook my head. I just stopped pretending. The judge's gavel struck once. "Mr. Hale, under these findings, the entire estate, including corporate assets, remains in your possession. Mrs. Hale, I suggest legal counsel." She collapsed into her chair. No tears, just disbelief. Her lover stood to leave, but the judge halted him. "Not so fast, Mr. Sutton. Your name appears here, too." I watched them both crumble. No satisfaction, just silence. Because revenge, when done right, doesn't roar, it whispers. As I walked out of the courtroom, her voice followed me. "Please, wait." But I didn't. There was nothing left to say. Outside, the world felt unnervingly calm, sky gray, air thin. Freedom doesn't feel like victory, it feels like absence, like something that used to matter finally losing its weight. I sat in my car and looked at my reflection in the rearview mirror. There was no rage left, no sorrow either, just quiet. People think revenge is about destruction. They're wrong. It's about reclamation. When the judge laughed, I realized something profound. They had all been playing a game I had already finished, and in the end, all it took was a letter, a single, silent truth sealed in paper. That was the last thing she ever got from me, and the only thing she couldn't control. Final line, I didn't win her back. I just ended the lie, and that was enough.